Okay, so right here I'm applying my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I like to put it on my eyebrows too just because I use a powder to fill in my eyebrows, so I want to make sure that it is long lasting. Okay, so right now I'm applying Sand Timer by the Poetica Kat Von D palette, and then I'm going in with Pray For Me from the Saint Kat Von D palette and just putting that into the crease of my eye just to start creating a shape. Okay, and now with this flat brush, I'm going to go in with Bookworm, which is a darker brown with shimmer in it. And now I'm going in with Caravaggio, which is from the same Saint Kat Von D palette. And I'm just going to go back in to Pray For Me and just kind of help blend all these three colors in. Okay, and I lost a little bit of that darker brown shade closer to the eyelash is, so I went ahead and I added a little bit more, and I'm just making sure that we reblend whatever we reapplied. And now I'm going in with my Morphe brush for my eyebrows, and I'm using the Milani eyebrow kit in medium. When I start doing my eyebrows, I try to keep most of the product closer towards the end of the brow, just so that we want to make sure that that's the darkest part. So just start by doing one line and then just kind of fill in that that end of the eyebrow, and then I go in to the front of the eyebrow just using some smaller strokes with just the residue of that first time that I dipped into the product. And again, every time I reapply product to the brush, I try to keep that more on the end of the eyebrow because I want that to be my darkest point, so that we can have a nice gradation. And then just any of the leftover product on the brush is what I use to fill in the front part of my eyebrow. And on the front part of the white eyebrow, I try to use really just more shorter strokes just so that it mimics hair. And then always spoolie it just so that it helps blend and keep that front part light. This is something that I just started doing. I started using maybe a thinner brush. This is from Sephora, and it's a little thinner. I'm trying to, it's hard to tell on camera, but I use a bit of the darker shade in that same Milani brow kit, and then just define the bottom line and just kind of help blend that upwards. And just, I feel like it just creates a cleaner line. Okay, so now I'm using my Benefit Boing Concealer to clean up my eyebrows. I don't use a lot of the product. I just use a little bit just to kind of define the eyebrows, make them a little more clean, and then I just blend that upwards with a brush with my finger. Now this is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and I'm using medium 1. And I just apply this with a stippling brush. Make sure I get that all the way to your hairline so you don't end up with that nasty line. And for concealer, I am using the Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade 20 in Sand. This is a really nice dupe if you're not trying to spend a lot of money on the NARS concealer. This color would be the same as the custard. I've used both, and they're obviously NARS is the better formula, but this one works just as fine. And now I'm using my moist beauty blender to blend that out. I've been using the beauty blender for the concealer, but instead of putting it under, the sink and having it very wet, I just been using the Evian water spray that helps tone your face too. And now I'm setting this with the Mercier loose setting powder. Again, just using my beauty blender. I use very little bit of this product. I don't do that whole baking thing. I haven't really gotten into that. Just a little bit of this product goes a very long way. And I'm just using a waterproof brown eyeliner for the bottom. I don't like to use any kind of eyeshadow and stuff before I do my concealer, just because then it just ends up getting concealed. And I'm just going back into the Kat Von D palette in Bookworm and just smoking out that bottom line. And then I went in ahead and did Pray For Me, which is the lighter color, right underneath that, just so that it helps blend the entire eye look and makes everything look very connected. And this is just a highlight color off the same Kat Von D palette in Heavens. Just apply that in the inner corners of the eye. For my first coat of mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Illegal Length Fiber Extensions Mascara. And for the second coat, I'll be using the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara in Very Black. The first one just applies these really nice fibers that make your eyelashes longer, and this one just... Okay, and for my bronzer, I'm using Sephora Collection in Costa Rica bronzer, and I'm applying it in a very slanted upward on my face. I have a really round face, so this helps make my face look a little skinny. A girl can only try. And I apply that a little bit on my nose. I feel like my nose is a little too wide on my nostril part, so I try to make that look smaller too. As you can see the difference when my left side looks a lot rounder. I always make sure, and that's the way that I was applying it, to make my cheekbones a little holler. And of course my Ipsy bag this month, I got this really nice highlight. It is from Bomshell Cosmetics in Heat Wave. It is a baked bronzer. I'm actually using this to blend my bronzer and kind of using this more as a highlight. And of course, you can never have enough highlight. Of course, always highlight your nose. Sometimes I felt like this wasn't applying very much product. It does go on a bit sheer, so I did apply a couple times. Then I realized that my nose was starting to look a little too like brown, like I almost like as if I was applying a really dark bronzer. So I was like, no, not happening. So I just went over whatever product was left over from my foundation brush. So yeah, don't use that on your nose. And of course, always looking around for my favorite highlight of life, Too Faced Candlelight. I know, I'm so sad. I hit pan. Yes, that looks much better. I am going in with ColourPop lip liner in Bichette. I stay true to my natural lip line on the corners there, and I do overline my lower middle lip, and then I fill it in. This does make it a lot long lasting. And I am going in and doing the same with my upper lip. So I am staying true to my lip line on the sides, and then I do overline my Cupid's bow as well. Not all of us can be Kylie Jenner and afford those lip injections, so this always is my go-to. and always clean any kind of fine lines with a concealer brush. I do contour a little bit. I felt like I needed some little bit of contouring just to help make my bottom lip a little fuller and a little more contour there on my nose. I do use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in dark for this. And then I let the lip liner set, and then I went in with ColourPop's Bichette Matte Lip. Okay, just let my hair loose, and this is the look, a really dark kind of sultry eye with a bright red lip.